Hi, today is Thursday, July 6, 2017, and this is A Swede Speaks. And President Donald Trump visited Poland today. Well, he arrived late yesterday evening, and he held a speech at the Free Seas Initiative Summit, and then he held a speech in downtown Warsaw, at the place of the Warsaw uprising during World War II. And he said a lot of great things, and I thought I was going to play a few of them and comment on them. So let's start. Actually, I think we should start with one of the things he said at the Free Seas Initiative Summit. Let's see if you can hear this.
Be very clear about one crucial point. The United States will never use energy to coerce your nations, and we cannot allow others to do so. You don't want to have a monopoly or a monopolistic situation. The United States is firmly committed to open.
You see what he's saying? You hear what's going on? He is obviously trying to help the Poles against any blackmail from other countries, including Russia. What was it again, dear liberals? What was Donald Trump a Russian puppet? Was it Putin who put him in place? Yeah, right. And I haven't even touched on the whole CNN stuff. But you all know, CNN has been doing fake news for, well, what is it now? 2 years? Something like that, at least. And we don't have to go any further with that. It's fine with me that you know this. You know this, dear liberals. The speech I'm going to focus on is the speech he held in downtown Warsaw, and well, it starts pretty good actually. See, he's popular in Poland, probably more popular in Poland than anywhere in Western Europe, and more popular in Poland than in many US states. Well, the Poles, they fought for their freedom, so they can relate. And there are many good things, but I'd like to play the end of the speech first, because that just blew me away. Let's see, it should be right here.
So together let us all fight like the Poles, for family, for freedom, for country, and for God. Thank you, God bless you, God bless the Polish people, God bless our allies, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you. God bless.
I mean, listening to his speeches, I'm just speechless. How can I comment on stuff like this? It's like listening to Reagan. Or, I mean, when Reagan was president of the United States, I remember him, but I was a child. I didn't have an opinion on him. I remember that my uncles liked him because they were kind of right-wing. But I've been listening to his speeches, later on YouTube and, other places where you can find his speeches. And there hasn't been a president like him since, until now. Dear Americans, you're having a president that is resembling Ronald Reagan. And this president, Donald Trump, he chose to visit Poland. He was supposed to go to the United Kingdom, but what did he do in the United Kingdom? They had a petition not to allow him in. Oh, he's allowed in anyway. But and what did the Poles do? The Poles had a petition to welcome him to Poland. And President Trump went to Poland. I think it's great. He appreciates the hospitality. I'm not going to play the entire speech for you, but there are things in it that are really it just blows me away. So let's see. Should be here.
And the will to defend our civilization.
This is what it's all about. The entire speech is more or less centers around this. It's centers around the Polish experience, and it centers around defending Western civilization. It centers around how both Poles and Americans fought for their freedom, and that's why they have have a bond to each other that they understand, because people who actually fought for their freedom understands this. Maybe that's why I can relate. I mean, the Swedes haven't really fought for their freedom, I know this. But the Finns did. My grandparents, they fought for their freedom. And the generation before them. So, I mean, that there's finally a president in the White House who wants to defend the West, who wants to defend Western civilization. I mean, seriously, there's a cultural warrior in the White House. And I appreciate that a lot. And also, the Polish, they are siding with him. That's at least the impression I'm getting. And Poland is standing up for the right thing, while Germany, Sweden, France, Western Europe are going the wrong direction. And, well, there are many other things he says. Let's see here.
Your oppressors tried to break you, but Poland could not be broken.
Yeah, I don't even have to comment on that. The Poles really fought hard for their freedom. And anyone who studied European history knows that Poland has had to fight for hundreds of years. Poland was divided between the European powers and wasn't even a country for a long time, but the Poles were still there. And they got their country back after World War I. And then the Polish were occupied by the Soviet Union, and they had a puppet government to rule the Polish. And they didn't fall until just a generation ago. But and yet the fall of communism started in Poland. Let's not forget that. And I think he touches on this. Let's see.
Together with Pope John Paul II, the Poles reasserted their identity as a nation devoted to God. And with that powerful declaration of who you are, you came to understand what to do and how to live. You stood in solidarity against oppression, against a lawless secret police, against a cruel and wicked system that impoverished your cities and your souls. And you won. Poland prevailed. Poland will always prevail.
This is just great. He's just telling how Poland rose up against tyranny. Because the Polish government after World War II was really an occupant government. I mean, there were Polish people in the government, yes, but they were agents of the Soviet Union. And the Polish people started to rise up against this already in 1979. Think about that. I was 2 years old. And this was what started off the fall of communism. And also, I mean, there were people involved in this. There was John Paul, who was the head of the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, who was Polish, by the way. And you had Ronald Reagan, who went to East Berlin and said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. It was a movement in time, but Poland was very much a part of this. And Trump, he pays tribute. He pays tribute to the heroes that took down world communism. Also, you could also say about Mr. Trump, he understands that Poland is not as naive as Western Europe. They are not as naive as American liberals. They are not as naive as Western European left liberals, socialists.
We'll always welcome new citizens who share our values and love our people. Our borders will always be closed to terrorism and extremism of any kind.
Exactly. That's exactly the way it should be. And that's what joins Donald Trump and the present Polish government, as I understand it. They both understand this, that just an open border policy with no control is suicidal, and it doesn't help anyone. And he also touches on, well, he touches on where we get our freedoms from. That they're not from some kind of vacuum. It's something that our ancestors fought for.
Ancestors has never existed to this extent before. And if we fail to preserve it, it will never, ever exist again. So we cannot fail. This great community of nations has something else in common. In every one of them, it is the people, not the powerful, who have always formed the foundation of freedom and the cornerstone of our defense. The people have been that foundation here in Poland, as they were right here in Warsaw. And they were the foundation from the very, very beginning in America. Our citizens did not win freedom together, did not survive horrors together, did not face down evil together, only to lose our freedom to a lack of pride and confidence in our values. We did not, and we will not. We will never back down.
Exactly. That's really all I have to say. Exactly. That's exactly the way. I mean, I supported Trump from the very moment he announced his candidacy. And people told me he was crazy, he was megalomaniac, he was a fascist. No, he's not. He's a defender of Western civilization. And interestingly enough, he's finding an ally in Poland. Poland, that was a part of the Eastern Bloc. But rightly now you could say that Poland is a part of Central Europe, and Poland is becoming an integrated part of the West, which I find very interesting, and I think I'm very happy about it. And I hope to be able to go to Poland soon too. We'll see, but it's on the top of my mind. Places I need to go. Poland is on my list. And there are two more things that he mentions that I'd like. I mean, it's kind of the same thing again. He just needs to underline it time after time to make sure we all get the message. And the message is this.
Just as Poland could not be broken, I declare today for the world to hear that the West will never, ever be broken. Our values will prevail. Our people will thrive. And our civilization will triumph.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I just think this is a great speech. That's really all I have to say about that speech. It's great. And Donald Trump knows that we are in a battle between civilization. He knows. I don't know if he would use the term, but I'll use it. This is a clash of civilizations. Is the West kind of against the rest? But, I mean, especially, is Western civilization or Islamic civilization? Which one do we want? Germany is getting Islamized. France is getting Islamized. The UK is getting Islamized. Sweden is getting Islamized. Even Norway is getting Islamized. But Poland stands up against this. And the United States are starting to stand up against this now. Canada is getting Islamized, but not the United States, not Poland, and this is great. Not, the Islamization isn't great, but it's great to have a man in the White House who understands this and who fights for Western civilization. And it's great that the Poles are on his side. So I'd like to say, like Mr. Trump did, God bless the Poles. And I'd like to add, God bless the Americans too. And that's really all I had to say about this right now. I would like to thank the people who are supporting this channel. Through prayers, through Patreon, through PayPal, that's all greatly appreciated. And there are tiers for patrons and donors, and for information about that, look in the description box below. And if you like this channel, please subscribe so you don't miss anything. Please share my videos on social media, on Facebook and Twitter and other social media. That allows you to share. If you got something to say, if you agree, if you disagree, comment below. If you like this video, please like it. And of course, I would also like to encourage you to support this channel. And I will include all the necessary information in the description box below. This is A Swede Speaks. Have a nice day.